Alright, Smoke Wagon 45 here. This Smith & Wesson 38 Special. This is a very, very special piece. And quite a story to go along with it. Now, as I was talking earlier, with the first rifles I ever shot were the 22 rifles. One was my dad's and one was mine that my grandfather gave me when I was 10. This was also his gun, my grandfather. And this was the very first rifle, or I'm sorry, pistol gun, I should say, that I ever pulled the trigger on. Every once in a while on the 4th of July or New Year's, he would pull this out and we would take it out in the backyard and fire a couple rounds into the ground. So this was the very first gun that I have ever fired in my life, and that I learned on the 22s and stuff. So sadly, he passed away from colon cancer 1 month and 1 day after our birthdays, because we shared the same birth date, and I was 20 years old, so 1986. My grandmother, I went over to her house, talked to her and stuff, and she went in the back bedroom and came out with this gun and the original holster, which is over my shoulder. And I already knew the story of this gun, but she also explained it again then. But her father was a locksmith in Rockford, Illinois. And if you know anything about Rockford, Illinois, M. Spinello and Son was her father. He started the key shop way back in the day. He was a Rockford City Police Auxiliary, and I have his badge up on the wall also. So he actually, this was his personal gun that he purchased himself, and he was a Rockford City Police Auxiliary officer. And he owned the Spinello Key Shop in Rockford, Illinois. When he passed away, his sons, because he had a couple of sons and a couple of daughters, and his sons were fighting over the pistol. They wanted Dad's pistol. I want Dad's pistol. So my great grandmother, who I never met, she went in the back bedroom, came out with the gun and the holster and the badge, and she handed it to my grandfather, the son-in-law, and said, "It's Paul's gun, and I don't want to hear another word about it." So the brothers were quite pissed off because she gave their dad's gun to her son-in-law, which shocked everyone around the table, because he was the only one really not saying a word about it, because he was the son-in-law. So that caused some controversy, and I heard about that growing up too, from my uncles and stuff. You know, they wanted that pistol, and they were very unhappy that she gave it to him. So when he passed away, my grandmother went in the back bedroom, brought it out, gave it to me, and said that your grandfather wanted you to have this. And then she also reiterated the story about how they came in possession of this, and this was her this was her dad's pistol and stuff. So that's how I have it now. It's in really good shape. There is some holster wear on it and stuff. I've shot it many times. It's a good shooter. In fact, I was doing some police work back in the day, and there was a female that had a 9mm, and she was struggling to get qualified. So the next day I brought this to the range and let her shoot this, and she qualified with this gun. She was not going to qualify with the 9mm she had. The slide and the trigger was way too heavy. So This gun's been around for a long time. This was the very first gun I ever fired. This is my grandfather's, my great-grandfather's pistol. And of everything on the wall, if I could only pick one, this would be it. So, obviously not the most valuable gun on the wall, but this has been in the family for quite a long time. Grandfather, great-grandfather, and the controversy there, it's pretty cool. So, Smith & Wesson 38 Special. My highest prized piece. Smoke Wagon 45 out.